Implementation overview for the metacognitive routine PME, which is plan, monitor, evaluate, into Year 7 lessons on adding and subtracting fractions. How we help you set the evaluation. The first thing we do is ask you to identify two similar ability classes in Year 7. You then complete the pre-assessment task with both classes and input the score onto the What Would Teachers platform. The platform will then randomly allocate one class to the intervention, one to the comparison. During the topic, the intervention class will implement the routine, the comparison class will continue as normal. And at the end, both classes will complete the post-assessment task, which is the same as the pre, and input the scores into the What Worked Teachers platform. This will generate an impact report to show you how the intervention has worked, and this has a positive impact, and you can implement this for the comparison class. So let's look at this from a step-by-step planning approach. Step 1. Identify two classes to participate in the evaluation from the same Year 7 group. Step 2. Read through the PME teacher guidance and download the resources and assessments. Step 3. Complete the pre-assessment test with both classes, record the marks in the Excel tracker, which is located in the resource folder, and input this into the pre-test on the trial wizard. As you're using class level data, it helps if one teacher reads out the scores while the other teacher inputs this into the platform. Step 4. Using the trial wizard on the What Would Teachers platform, randomly assign the classes to intervention and the comparison group. Please make sure that you record the allocation onto your Excel tracker. In step 5, for the intervention group, the teacher will use the metacognitive routine, which is the PME, into Year 7 lessons on adding and subtraction fractions for independent learning. The comparison group will continue with business as usual for the duration of the trial. In step 6, complete the post-assessment test, which is the same as the pre, to both the intervention and comparison group. Record the marks in the Excel tracker located in the resource folder and input this into the post-test on the trial wizard. So the intervention is targeted at Year 7 pupils. Intervention is delivered by a teacher as a whole class activity, and each session will take approximately 5 minutes in the lesson. Okay, so this is to go alongside usual teaching and usual practice. You will find a pupil PME prompt card. So this is to prompt students during their independent learning to plan by identifying the type of fraction question and choosing a strategy, such as finding a common denominator or converting a mixed number, to monitor their work by checking, and then to evaluate what helped them to succeed and what they could do next time. So this helps to make pupils' thinking visible and supports independence over time. Inside the resource folder, you'll find a tracking spreadsheet, which allows you to link an anonymized learner ID to a student in the class. Key considerations. Logistical issues need to be considered before testing a new strategy as an intervention, such as, is there a suitable time in the lessons where this approach can be used for independent learning practice? Resources. If you have got a slide class that you want to produce or the pupil prompts, please just make sure these are available. And then, is there a way of being able to check that the pupils have completed all 3 steps? So logistical barriers are common in any intervention delivered in schools, so it's just important to consider these prior to starting. But this approach is quite simple to implement. It takes about 5 minutes per lesson. Moving on to the assessment. So in the resource folder, you will find an assessment task, which is out of 20 marks. Please record the score for each learner in an Excel tracker and then input this onto the What Worked Teachers platform. At the end of the trial, the same assessment is used to retest and measure the impact of the intervention. Again, just please record the scores for each learner in the tracker and input this into the What Worked Teachers platform. And some final guidance, please complete the assessment and test conditions, allow approximately 20 minutes. Make sure you print the assessment task for, the same for the pre and the post, and then just you record your results into the tracker and then the What Worked Teachers platform. So that is the end of the guidance for the implementation. The next thing to do is to download the research protocol, the resource folder, and then start your trial wizard.